right, Dr. Brian Paris here with Genesis Nation, and we're focused on helping all of our listeners and creating content to create your dream practice and also create an awesome patient experience. And I am extremely honored and stoked to have my friend, mentor, colleague, brother, Dr. Fred DiDomenico here. He is a entrepreneur, chiropractor, best-selling author, and coach. Books Back to Health, as well as You Are More Powerful Than You Think. In addition, you have a complete system to help people heal themselves, find their soul process called Heal, the 6-step program. And we're going to be doing a bunch of conversations here. And we can start with our story, how we met in a second. But real quick, if you guys do like, guys and gals, if you do like what you're seeing here, please make sure you click on our YouTube link and Facebook links, and we'll share all that stuff below. So our goal is to help provide some great content so that you can build that dream practice. So, all right, without further ado, I just want to say thank you for doing this. I was thinking back to, man, I think I first met you at when it was before it was Max Living, it was a Body by God seminar when you were on the table teaching adjusting. Yes, yeah. We were both Les Gray, no glasses, all that kind of stuff, right? We keep aging, but it's wisdom whiskers now. So today we want to talk about coaching, and I coach with, also mentioning Elite Coaching is your coaching company as well, and organization that helps chiropractors run purpose-driven corrective practices throughout the globe. I was a client of yours, became friends, and let's if we can start with your history going from chiropractor to coach. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, well, first of all, I had coaches, obviously we come out of school, we don't know what to do, right? So I had 4 coaches and they were great. They all helped me. But what I found, and this is what's most important in coaching and who you pick as a coach, is your coach better share the same core values that you do. Because my coaches didn't have the same core values. I mean, I found the principle of chiropractic, man, universal intelligence and innate intelligence. That's, to me, it was a spiritual principle, right?
Yeah.
Universal intelligence, to me, what's another name for universal intelligence? God. What's innate intelligence? We're creating His likeness and image. And I believe, and we adjust and we correct a subluxation. That's big. You don't just adjust. I mean, the adjustment alone is so miraculous. And, even before I knew how to fix the spine, we had people that were deaf, literally deaf in one ear, their hearing comes back. I remember a baby that was blind came back. I had cancer patients, multiple sclerosis, because when you believe in the principle and you adjust somebody, that's what BJ calls the adjustment with the extra something, right? But then you start changing curves. You take the stress off spinal cord and healing miracles happen. So I joined coaches that didn't care what technique you do. Like, they didn't care if you didn't fix the subluxation, and this is the problem. What I found is all the management groups were about closing a patient. They were great at starting people, but they weren't great at keeping them into lifestyle. And chiropractic saved my life. Man, I mean, I was well into being an adrenaline junkie. You know what that is.
We've shared a lot of those stories, yeah.
Yeah, sure. And so at 33, I lost half the disc height at L5. I lost half the disc height at C5. I had an old compression fracture at C5, and I had neurological symptoms in all 4 extremities. And here I'm in my early 30s, and I'm preaching lifestyle, and I'm on my way to disability.
Just failing.
And so I had. Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, I had to learn how to fix myself, and what a contradiction, right? So I ended up rehydrating those discs. I ended up correcting my spine, and now I'm 62 years old. I still train like a beast. I mean, I can bang down a mogul run. There's no way chiropractic saved my life.
I've chased you down those mogul runs before, so I can attest to that. You can definitely bang down a mogul run for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So when you say what was the transition, well, I started learning. I couldn't get past 40 PVA, man. I mean, I had a high volume practice, but I had to get 40 new patients every month to keep my volume up there, because none of the coaches could teach me how to get 90% of my patients into living the lifestyle of chiropractic. Like,
So it's
you know, and
pouring
that's
the water in the bucket of new patients, and then they're just dropping out the bottom.
exactly. Now, what's their impression of chiropractic? Well, I either got rid of my back pain, or yeah, it's great, but doc, I'm too busy, or you know what, I can't afford it, but look at my new car, and you know, we're buying a house, and a lot of, you know, all the other stuff. And so one day I asked myself, well, I looked at my practice. It was Wednesday afternoon. There was probably, you know, maybe 25 people in there, and I said, how many of these people were with me 6 months ago? And 70% were within 6 months.
Mm.
I had a busy practice. I had a nice bank account. I literally hung my head like this, and I went, I got to change something. You know, and that's the challenge I find with chiropractors. They get satisfied because chiropractic gave them a great life. And I tell people, are you building your practice for you, or are you building it for the patients in the community? Because that's the impact that you're really going to have.
And you can feel the
And
difference
so,
in your practice when you're serving yourself versus serving the community.
yeah, and I know I'm not making it right or wrong. I mean, every
Right.
doctor loves their patients, and your patients love you. But when you look at your PVA, man, you know, it's like, what are you doing? Is there a way? Well, the chiropractic profession hasn't focused on that. They teach it, they preach it, but they don't know how to teach it. So I said, I want to know how do people make life-changing decisions? And how do I get all my patients to look at chiropractic like I do? Because then they live it the rest of their life, right? So I started studying human behavior, and I started plugging in these systems. I created my own scripts. And in 5 months, we added 100 people a day.
Wow.
Not a week. We added 100 people a day, because humans tend to act and react. I mean, it's almost robotic. It's actually fascinating, right?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, they brought their kids in the first week. They started committing. Re-signs were automatic. They were already talking lifestyle right from day one, you know, and all these things happened, and went from a 40 PVA. In 3 months, we went from a 40 PVA to a 70 PVA. And so that was only, you know, after a few months of studying human behavior. Now I'm on my 25th year. And then one day I looked at my schedule, and we were growing so fast because people were flocking in for lifestyle. Once people understand that the spine and nervous system is the foundation of health and life of the body, and their whole life and health of their family is dependent on that, money is not an obstacle, time is not an obstacle, and they bring their family automatically. People are thirsting for that message, especially today.
Yeah.
They're losing faith in the government. They know outside in doesn't work. They know don't be sticking a needle in your arm. And the people that are thirsting for something different will flock into your practice when you're able to communicate lifestyle from the beginning. So anyway, one day I looked at my schedule. There was 232 people on it. I didn't have an associate. I had like 8 new patients and a bunch of re-exams. And first of all, I'm like, shit, I don't know if I can do this. But, I prayed over my schedule, and I'm like, you know what? We'll probably have maybe 10,000 people driving by my office today. And in 3 months, I'll be seeing 1,000 a week. And I'm not even touching my community. And so I prayed over my schedule. I said, God, there's got to be something else. There's got to be something bigger for me. And a year and a half later, I started coaching.
And did you sell the practice and move in that direction?
Yeah, sold practice, did all that, man. And then, you know, people just started coming because we had a reputation. I was in Washington State at the time. We had a reputation. And then, you know, and then here's what eventually became elite. But I told them, if I'm going to coach you, you have to do spinal correction. I will, you know, our core value is you have to correct subluxations.
Yes.
You got to change the curves. And then ultimately, you mentioned Back to Health. That's a book written for patients that shows a relationship and has tons of medical studies that show, but it's written for patients that show the relationship between posture, curve, spinal cord, not only chronic pain, disability, many health problems it's associated with, heart, lung, autoimmune, every disease known to man, but even a shortened lifespan. And it's backed by medical studies. So I'll tell a story inside a medical study that supports it.
So I want to pivot a little bit because I'm extremely curious about psychological behavior and coaching per se. So thank you for sharing that amazing history. Which I'm floored by what you were able to do, and I can see and feel the passion coming from you. But if you were to let's like dive into coaching per se. I know this is not going to be a coaching session, but you've probably taken, I'm sure you've taken many chiropractors who are not subluxation based or not corrective based, or losing parts of their business, not running a good business. What's the foundation of your coaching? If we're going to just break down, like, what the heck is coaching?
Well, first of all, a lot of problems, one of the main problems that a lot of people have why they're struggling is that their model. You know what I mean? The thing about, if you have a subjective model, meaning, you're talking about pain, like one of the big mistakes I learned in human behavior that chiropractic teaches is give them what they want and then show them what they need, meaning address their pain and then show them lifestyle. The problem is that's totally incongruent with human behavior. Once they come in under a highly emotional condition, you're reinforcing pain, you're wiring that into their subconscious mind.
So that's all they're chasing then.
Yeah, that's all they're chasing. Now, what you're trying to do is you're trying to use patient education to try and emotionally rewire what you've already wired into them. And that's the mistake a lot of coaches make. Ms. Jones, how's your back pain affect your life? Well, I can't pick up my kids, so I don't feel like a good mom, because they teach, people buy with emotion, justify with fact, and they're right. But the problem is, but she can pick up her kids. Doc, you're amazing. I feel like I'm a great mom again. You're the best. Let me kiss your feet. I'll come back when my back hurts again.
Yeah. See you later.
Yeah. Bye. Have a nice day. So,
all right. So can you spin that example for me so that I can see how you're coaching and what would be a better way to do this teaching from a lifestyle perspective?
Well, from a lifestyle, like, what's your subluxation story? So I'll get to it right away.
Okay.
Every patient has one problem. Every patient only has one problem. They didn't know the spine and nervous system was the foundation of the life of the body. And so when you're going through a consultation, because they didn't use chiropractic as a primary healthcare, now they're showing up to you with back pain, neck pain, migraine, ulcerative colitis, asthma, all these conditions. So what we do in our consultation, we get their subluxation story, not just based on injuries, but what was the progression of their health, because they didn't know they were supposed to take care of their spine and nervous system. Now, here's the problem in all of healthcare and the contradiction with chiropractic. People know you have a health problem. You go to a doctor, you solve your health problem, you're done. So even if you're focused on their health problems, chiropractic is going to fix their health problems if they stay long enough.
Yeah.
And then they're satisfied. Your goal is not to solve their health problems. Their health problems are the secondary result of the fact that they didn't take care of their spine and nervous system. The only problem you're solving, your program takes care of the damage that was done to their health because they didn't live the lifestyle. The only problem you're solving right from day one is lifestyle. Now, I'm going to set you up on a program that repairs the damage. Now, when you look at something like CBP, you have degrees and millimeters, you're looking at x-rays. Your goal is not to fix the degrees or millimeters. That's only the first step to repair the damage. You're just measuring objectively the amount of damage that was done because you didn't know your spine and nervous system was the foundation of the life of the body. And then the number one most important question you ask every patient, here's a program, is how do you want to live? Now, if you want to live,
I like that
with
question,
confidence and strength in the health of your body, here's the first step. we got to correct all the damage that was done, and then we're going to set you up on a program that's going to keep you and your family healthy for the rest of your life. Now, when I learned human behavior and I communicated that from day one, family members come in automatically in the first week, because they're not buying a program. When they buy a program, they're going to negotiate price.
Yes.
Because they're negotiating a product or service. What we have them doing is you're investing in a lifestyle. That creates,
repeat that. Investing in a lifestyle. Sorry, we had an internet gap there, but to me, that's what I want to do for myself as well, is invest in my own lifestyle. So when you've obviously worked with thousands of chiropractors in the last 20 something years. So what can you like share with young chiropractors coming out of school? I know you have a student program as well, but what do you see is happening with young chiropractors coming out of school and how they're approaching practice in today's healthcare climate?
Well, they're missing the number one most important thing that's not taught in schools, and that's the principle of chiropractic. The principle gives you purpose. I mean, that's what builds big practices. I'm doing an event March 11th, which if you email me, because you're probably going to see this afterwards, we can send you the recording. I mean, we have 9 leaders that are leading chiropractic, and most of these guys are high volume guys. Their purpose has moved on. But what is the number one key, and this is coaching people, that I can show you, I can't teach you, but where students are missing? Purpose in the principle. The principle is lifestyle.
Yes.
And more people are getting into chiropractic because it's a good career, but then you set up a business and you're forgetting about the most important thing. The
lifestyle.
Principle of chiropractic that gives you purpose of why you build a successful practice.
So with your coaching work with people, give me some of the challenges that you're facing now in today's world. Because I practiced for 20 years. I was a CBT practitioner and not practicing anymore. So I want to know what kind of challenges you're coming up against and how you're arming your clients. Now, one quick piece that I want to bring up, because Genesis is a software company, we help leverage technology, and we're seeing all of our clients that are coached, they have a higher patient visit average and they have a higher collections per visit. So I really want to hone in on I define a coach as someone who makes you do what you don't want to do in order to be who you want to be. So really, how about the uncoachable chiropractor that comes to you anyway? Like, how do you spin them? Because some people are sitting here watching this saying, I don't want to work with this guy, or why am I going to work with this guy? So, and this is not just a sales pitch for you, but I really want to know, like, I always found it was important to pay for a coach because it was an investment in my lifestyle, just like you're, to feed my purpose. So how do you spin them? What can you give our audience? Sorry.
Here's what I found by coaching people is I can show them systems that absolutely will make them 100% successful. But, and this, when you look at anybody that owns their own business, your business is only successful as you are as a person. And so what I found was, what do? I work with people with getting rid of their limiting beliefs, establishing new beliefs. People that are, I would say, some most successful, they're very spiritually based. And, but why? Because they have a purpose that's bigger than them. And then, so Elite ended up turning into a professional self-empowerment leadership coaching. So, and just real quick on the foundation, I went to UPW, Tony Robbins, because I said, I want to see how you get 15,000 people to walk across 2,000-degree coals and not burn their feet.
Yeah.
Now, I already had 10 years and I went once at 10 years, second one, 15 years of human behavior. I didn't go there to walk across fire, which I did. I went there to find out, how did you do that?
But yeah.
Now that's our day 1, day 2 boot camp.
Yes. Awesome.
To walk across the fire to change their life. And then I spent another $10,000 and went to Business Mastery to learn how do you create lifelong raving fans? And that's our retention system. So what's different about Elite that's never been done before, it's a personal self-empowerment leadership training.
So there's self-growth as well as practice growth. So really you're focusing on growing yourself and empowering yourself to
right, because when you become a great leader, great leaders create great leaders. So let's go back. What's one of the biggest problems? People don't know how to build leadership teams. And so once you turn your team into leaders, the doctor is the visionary, the team are the leaders, the team's running the practice, they're purpose driven, and then the team creates leaders out of the patients. So not only do you become a great leader, more importantly, you learn how to create great leaders. And when you get 8 out of 10 of your patients to become great leaders, they will build your practice for you. Everything's automated.
Well, I don't know if you're still using this, but when I was working with you, it was teach your patients how to teach chiropractic. So
exactly.
that was
chiropractic, right?
Yeah.
We teach how to teach chiropractic.
Because now, did you add a firewalk to Elite boot camps?
Yeah,
because I'm coming in a couple months, and you better get a firewalk in there, because I did the UPW also. That stuff is, and I went to drink the Kool-Aid. Like I said, okay, I'm going to be hypnotized. I want to see, hey, Julius, and this amazing human can move a room of a lot of people. So we're getting close to our finishing time. Is there any?
I will say one thing about that about Tony Robbins. He is a systems machine.
Yes.
Because if you're going to take 15,000 people across 2,000-degree coals, you better have your systems down.
Yes.
Every is scripted in those 4 days.
Well, including where the ambulances are, and where the guys hosing down the coals to the partners and all that. So what can I expect if I'm going to coach with Elite Coaching? Like what kind of changes? Like what am I going to see make happen, and what am I going to see happen in my life?
Well, we're very specific about who we take. I mean, what you're going to see is, first of all, the results are immediate. I mean, because it's human behavior based, you just do part of the systems. You're going to literally watch people transform right in front of you. And what the type of people that we accept are, I want people that have a purpose, that have big vision. And I don't judge people with big vision or little vision. It's just that people that just want to be comfortable, it's harder if they don't want to do that. I mean, that's fine, but there's lots of coaches that will take you into your comfort zone. I want people what if you had 400 people a month paying you $200 and staying for years? You'll have $1 million practice a year just on your lifetime. So I want people that want to create hundreds of people coming into their practice, and paying them monthly, that will stay for years, bringing their family, because when they live that, they're going to go out, and that's the message they're going out in the general public. So I guess, what's our ideal client? Somebody who wants a 7-figure a year lifestyle practice.
There you have it. So we're going to put everything down on the socials below, and Elite boot camps are coming up, and we'll put the website and all that kind of stuff. Any parting words for today?
Well,
for today's session, I cut you off. Sorry, bro.
Oh, no, that's okay. Hey, the public is thirsting for the chiropractic message. There's only one problem in the world, one principle, two problems. Principle, above, down, inside out. There's more people seeking a faith-based life, seeking God today than ever before because of what's going on in the world, and they're seeking an inside-out healthcare. This is our time. Get on purpose, step up, find a coach that shares your core values, get coached, and be your best, because now chiropractors need to step up.
Amen. Aho. Right on. Thank you, sir. All right. It was awesome working with you. And we'll be back. We're going to be talking about purpose. We're going to be talking about what else we got here. We're going to be talking about actually how to create lifestyle patients, how to create an experience versus just educating patients, as well as some self-growth principles. So welcome to Genesis Nation again. If you like this stuff, definitely click and subscribe. And thank you very much.